Well, hello there guys, my name is Mr. Great and today we will be re-reviewing best mid-range Samsung Galaxy phone, that is Galaxy J7 Prime. So guys, in this review I will be sharing all the issues I faced in the time period of 7 months. So let's just begin without wasting any time. So guys, the phone comes with 1.6 GHz of octa-core processor coupled with 3 GB of RAM and 16 GB of storage, along with 3300 mAh Li-ion battery, 13 megapixel of rear camera, 8 megapixel of front shooter camera. It has 5.5-inch Full HD IPS LCD panel display. So I mentioned all this in my earlier review, and today I will be just discussing how this specs works in the long-term usage of 7 months. So guys, let's first dive into the camera. So the camera doesn't perform as good as in low light it should perform, and you will see noise grain and little bit jerky pictures when you snap any image in low light. There is no flash in the front camera department, and the camera is of 8 megapixel, which is better than the previous J7 models, but previous generation of J7 have flash in front, which improvises the selfies in low light. So the disadvantage to J7 Prime is that it doesn't have flash. The new J7 series like J7 Pro, which will be out in 2 to 3 weeks, have front flash for selfies, so I hope the J7 series, the upcoming J7 series will perform better. Coming to the fingerprint department, so I've tried to set a fingerprint, but it doesn't work. It just doesn't work as great as it should be, as over the time I saw the fingerprint biometric sensor working less fluently, and whenever I try to unlock it with my finger, it just showed no match. Even though I register my one finger in 2 to 3 lots, but then also it just can't able to identify my finger and it shows no match. I just don't know why, it just doesn't works perfectly. One should never rely on J7 Prime fingerprint sensor. Coming on the battery, I found the battery really great. Battery works fine till yet, and it gave me 5 hours of regular screen time and has a better grade standby time. It charges fastly, though it has a pretty decent screen on time with regular use, but when you use it while gaming or in a heavy task of video rendering and etc., it delivers shorter performance. So you can extend the battery to the battery saver, but that ruins the gaming experience. Coming on the design, so design feels really comfortable in hand, and there is no dent when it falls from safe heights, as the build quality of the phone is really nice and durable. Meanwhile, you can get some scratches on the paint side at the back because the paint is on the metal panel, metal unibody, so it can get scratches and you will see gray lines whenever you get scratches. So I recommend you to use a back cover or a skin for your phone to prevent all that scratches. While talking about the front display, it has a Corning Gorilla Glass 4 protection, but still I recommend you to get a tempered glass, as many people see Gorilla Glass a transparent version of steel. No, it isn't. It is a glass. It is a solid glass which only prevent your phone from scratches and minor drops. So use a tempered glass if you are a careless user and don't want your screen to be shattered. It has a 2.5D curved display, so the tempered glass might not fit as well at the first time, but over the time you will get used to it, and it automatically settles due to heat and pressure and become invisible after 2 to 3 months. So talking about the performance in gaming sessions, the phone performed well from starting to the end of 7 months. J7 handled medium games such as Jetpack Joyride, Subway Surfer, Clash of Clans with no issues and lag, as well as some high-end games such as Assault 8, etc. But I faced low frame rates while playing super high-end games such as GTA San Andreas, GTA Bully, etc. Still, the gaming performance was to playable point while slight lags here, but that is expected from a Samsung mid-range phone with 3 GB of RAM. So talking about the software side, it is well optimized, and I didn't face any lag or issues related to apps crashing. Samsung has really done a nice job in optimizing the user interface of J7 Prime according to their hardware. There is no such UI problems, and I didn't face any random reboots till yet in 7 months, which is a really big deal. Though there are certain occasions where storage was a problem, but that can be solved because J7 Prime has an expandable storage of 256 GB. meaning you can easily use 256 gigabytes of SD card to store your photos, videos, etc. So the UI is really nicely optimized, and for not a huge flagship phone, thumbs up for Samsung for it. So for the real tech geeks, now let's talk about the changes in Antutu benchmarks. So there are still some people left who believe in the phone performance by their Antutu benchmark, as some people don't believe Antutu benchmark because that OnePlus 5 cheated on the Antutu benchmark case. And for those who don't know about it, actually what happened is OnePlus programmed its processor in such a way that whenever any Antutu benchmark testing app is opened to test the Antutu benchmark, it automatically powers all the cores simultaneously to provide the best in class result. But the OnePlus shaking legs move has been caught red-handed by the expert. Shaking legs mean hurry to go somewhere else. Knowledge drop. Knowledge. So talking about the J7 Antutu benchmark, there is hell lot of decrease in it. When I first time tested the Antutu benchmark in my first review, I got 46,554 score, which is not that great, but it is pretty decent for Samsung Galaxy mid-range smartphone. But when I tested it right now, the score is this, which is pretty low than the older Antutu benchmark and pretty disappointing also. But I didn't find any such difference in the performance, as it is really great. I don't find any kind of lag or something in the performance, and all these things are really same as when I bought it. But the Antutu benchmark is showing something, so that can be a really indication to something, if you know what I mean. Talking about the speaker still have a great sound output. And there is no difference in the speaker as compared to the previous review. But I found the position of speaker very awkward, and sometimes when I play games it covers up by my hand, and sometimes I misunderstand it with the power button. So you will get used to it after 2 to 3 weeks. Speakers are loud and clear, but even if you keep the phone on a flat surface, you can still hear a pretty much great sound, as the speakers are at the side, not at the back. After this much time also, the buttons are solid and they are not loosened. They are tactile and responsive, easy to press. Overall the build quality is pretty durable and I just love it. Talking about the development of this phone, as I mentioned earlier, this is not a flagship phone, so there are no ROMs for it. There is a CWM recovery found on the XDA thread of this phone, from which you can install Exposed and get some modification, but till now there are no ROMs like Resurrection Remix and Cyanogen Mod, etc. for this device. So guys, this is my all over review on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime after 7 months of usage. I hope you like this video. I have given the buying link in the description if you still want to check it out, and I have given some more smartphone link which can be bought in this budget and are better than this device. You can check the link in the description. Don't forget to smash this like button and hit the subscribe button if you are new to this great family, and press this bell icon for more awesome updates like this in this week. So in the start of this week we hit 600 subscribers, which is a pretty great number and big number for me. I know that 600 creators are there for me, and there are more to come soon. Please share this video and support me. This is Mr. Great signing off. Jai Hind.
ब्लॉगर हूँ, मेरी टाइगर और मेरी BMW बाइक खराब हो चुकी है, इसलिए मैं चलाऊंगा इस दुनिया की सबसे शानदार बाइक। अपनी बनियान अंदर कर लूँ पहले, बाल सवार लूँ, let's see। हाँ मेरे सामने है जंग।